We learned the other day that Scott Panchik is leaving CrossFit Mayhem Freedom, but we just learned that CrossFit Mayhem Freedom is being broken up even more. More on that in a little bit. What's up, my name is Michael Groff, and I want to welcome you to another episode of Today in Fitness. If you're new here, this episode comes out pretty much every single day, and we cover the biggest news happening right now in the sport of fitness and the CrossFit community. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, subscribe to this podcast wherever you listen to podcasts or here on YouTube if you're watching it on YouTube. So we just learned the other day that Scott Panchik was leaving CrossFit Mayhem Freedom because he resided outside of the 100-mile radius. Now, if you haven't listened to that episode, the CrossFit Games updated the rule book, and they also updated the rules for the Affiliate Cup Championship, and that is to be qualified as an athlete for an Affiliate Cup team, you have to reside within 100 miles of the affiliate gym behind the team. And since Scott Panchik resides outside of the 100-mile radius, in fact, he lives more than 500 miles away from CrossFit Mayhem, he cannot be included on the team. Now, that also puts another one of the team members in the same boat, and that is China Cho. China Cho is also one of the members of CrossFit Mayhem Freedom, and she also resides outside of the 100-mile radius, so she also is going to not be able to be competing on the CrossFit Mayhem Freedom. But the news doesn't stop there. Tasia, one of the other members on CrossFit Mayhem Freedom, also recently announced that she would forego competing in the 2021 season due to what she said is some lingering adrenal and hormonal issues from training. So right now we are seeing Scott Panchik is no longer competing on CrossFit Mayhem Freedom. China Cho is no longer going to be competing, and Tasia is also not going to be competing. That leaves Rich as the last standing member of CrossFit Mayhem Freedom. However, we have seen in the past that CrossFit Mayhem Freedom has rebuilt their teams almost every few years. Actually, I'm going to link to a morning Chalkup article in the podcast episode below, but it actually gives you a timeline of all the years that CrossFit Mayhem Freedom has been competing, and it shows how pretty much the only standing member on the team has just been Rich Froning. They've been swapping out teammates throughout the years, all the way from 2015 to the 2020 season. So that doesn't really show nothing new. It actually shows it quite an impressive feat on CrossFit Mayhem Freedom side, just because they're able to keep such a dominant team while also always swapping out for new athletes. So that's a quick update on CrossFit Mayhem Freedom. This will be a developing story over the next few months and I guess a year as we see how Rich is going to be rebuilding the CrossFit Mayhem Freedom team. Going on to the next story is actually quite a little inspirational story. So if you know anybody in your life who has an excuse on why they cannot train or work out or go to the gym, send them this article from games.crossfit.com. It's of 73-year-old Nancy Hosha. She survived a heart attack at 48, breast cancer at 60, and now at 73, she is entering the CrossFit Games Open. You heard that right. This lady is 73 years old, and she is prepping, not just looking saying she's going to compete in the Open or do the Open. She is actually prepping. So her coach is, her coach competed at the games a few times, and his name is Jordan Cook. He is actually helping her train and helping her prep for the Open. And if you're watching this, she's kind of doing pulls. She's pulling a tire. She's doing wall balls. She is just killing it for a 73-year-old. She said, she is quoted as saying, "My goal is to stay healthy and independent. I cherish my independence," she said. Cook, her coach, also says the whole point of functional fitness is not just to get better at fitness, but to help us in our everyday life. That is really inspiring. I'm really looking forward to see how she does, to be honest. In the Open, we all a lot of times focus on the big athletes or actually competing, but it's kind of cool to see that there are people like this also that are in the community doing the Open as well. Going on to the next piece of info for the day is Matt Frazier. And just a quick update on Matt Frazier, the 5-time reigning CrossFit champ. What do you think he's doing? All the other athletes seem to be really killing themselves prepping for the Open. Yet, what is Matt doing? He is just relaxing in Aruba, in the Caribbean. I mean, this guy's insane. I really do think a lot of his success is dependent on how much time he takes a break after the season. I mean, this guy's just living it up and killing it. He is with Buttery Bros at Aruba, and they're just looking like they are having an insane amount of time. In fact, if you're watching this on YouTube, you see that he's under a heavy squat right now. This post was from 2 days ago by Matt, and it was actually the first time he said he got below parallel in a while. He said, getting below parallel for the first time in a while, my quads are definitely going to be feeling this. I mean, they just look like they're having a boatload of fun. But anyway, that pretty much wraps up the news for today. Be sure to subscribe to the show if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.